Hello and welcome. I'm Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. Today's topic is, I'm going to read a status update on social media from a black woman, and she says, "Black women, don't ever hide the fact that you like luxury items. It's okay to want Birkin bags, diamonds, flowers on the regular, $500 weave, red bottoms, etc. It's big hater energy, the way y'all expect black girls emphasized. The way y'all expect black girls to just accept scraps and basic shit." Now, this person named Dion Johnson, she doesn't get it at all. She's unfortunately one of many who don't get it. So I found this post on a group that's it's called He Says, and he says, and I agree with him. Unfortunately, this is the type of thinking that keeps a lot of our women economically poor and struggling. Too many of our women seek to live a luxurious lifestyle, in quotes, while existing at the bottom of the economic totem pole. You cannot want to live a luxurious lifestyle and not have the means to live that lifestyle. This mentality also keeps a lot of our women single because they refuse to date average earning men. It's also important to understand the trappings of consumerism and what it does to our overall self-esteem. Black women, please move away from this destructive thinking. And I'm going to pull the black male into it because I've dealt with black males. Many black males who come from backgrounds of lack, they are drawn to me. They see me as a meal ticket. They see me, they want to move into my place. They want to live with me. You know how I fix that? I don't live alone anymore. I don't, have a place of my own anymore. I moved into my family's home. Okay, that's how generational wealth is built, right? Instead of paying a landlord who's usually not even black, instead of giving my money monthly to a landlord and then being barely able to support myself because of the high cost of living where I was living before in the city, Toronto is it's ridiculously overpriced in every way possible. And to me, it's just overrated, okay? So we are supposed to have this luxurious lifestyle. This guy who was homeless, he lives with women. He gets involved with women only for a place to stay. It's called a hobosexual. Okay? This guy targeted me because he saw me in pictures in these luxurious surroundings. He thinks this is where I live and this is how I live, and he can just come from where he is, not luxuriously living off someone. He wants to come and stay with me. This guy is a thief, a liar, a cheater. He's a scam artist. He is nothing that how he presents himself is not how he is. He'll arrive as, like the persona of a southern gentleman, and he will address you in that manner, but he is the exact opposite. Okay? He's for the streets, but he wants to live a life of luxury. These people are so far gone, okay? African Americans, especially, I'm going to say from those in Atlanta, because Atlanta is considered to be not just the gay mecca, the black gay mecca. It's also seen as an alternative to Hollywood. So all the black people who cannot make it in Hollywood, they're going to make it in Atlanta. The problem with that is, just like Hollywood, it's a lifestyle of superficiality. They're very shallow. And they don't think beyond, the TV screen. The screen that says, the rappers have a lifestyle. Look at all the jewelry we have. We've made it. We got all. But then you hear that they're selling their souls. They're selling their souls to what? They're selling their souls for what? They're also sacrificing themselves, their family members, their friends. You see, all in the pursuit of these luxurious lifestyle that unfortunately benefits only the oppressors, your masters, those who hate you, the racists. Okay? Those owners of these corporations, companies, brand names labels that you covet, that you black people are just, you're killing each other to attain this status, this level, because you believe that's the way to live. But the only thing about you that appears to be of any value are those items you buy. And then you cannot sell them and get what you paid for them. They always depreciate in value, except for certain brands, which I won't name. But many of the guys you see, the rappers, they're wearing fake jewelry anyway. Okay? And many of them get robbed. You see, it's so sad. You must imagine how you must feel like absolutely nothing to feel that, to adorn yourself with diamonds and gold and chains and earrings, and those things make you feel that you have some worth. You strip away all of those jewels and you are worthless. You have no worth. This is what you're telling us. This is what you're telling me. So when I see the black people obsessively coveting goods sold by Europeans, European labels, Europeans who hate black people. And there were times when they didn't want black people in their stores. It's happened to many of these same black people who are so obsessed with wearing European brands. Well, now they can afford. I have a job. I can afford it. Yes, you can afford it personally, but as a collective, black community, we cannot sustain that. We really mustn't see that as a way of achievement. You to be displaying jewel. You know how many of these guys are dying? They die so young. They don't even make it to the age of 30. What happens to all of their money? Do their families even benefit? Because that's one thing I noticed about black people, how much waste goes on in our lives. We waste a lot. We literally throw money away. I live in a home that is like everywhere you go, it's got stuff. My family are merchants. They've always been merchants. We have merchandise, inventory, stock. So I don't have to leave the house. The only thing I have to go out to buy is food. And much of the food I consume, I also eat because I grow my own. I don't have to go out there to buy things because we sell things. Maybe that's why I have this position of mine that, I frown on these shenanigans to see so many black people, especially the African Americans, but others are following them. The Africans are following them. The Caribbean black people are following these African Americans. African Americans are not wealthy. There are those who are, but most of them aren't. And you know what? Celebrities don't care about you. Celebrities pretend to give a damn because you're the fans. If it wasn't for you supporting them, they would not exist. But they don't accept you into their group. You're still not of their socioeconomic status. Okay? But there are black people, black women and black men, usually from the US. They are obsessed with wearing white man's label, white man's brand. Like they are perpetually in slavery, enslaved. They're slaves. Oh, I have loads of money and I live in a mansion and I wear all these labels. But I'm still a slave. We've never been slaves. Not my family tree. We're not slaves. I never saw myself as a slave. And maybe that's why I don't feel such a need to claw my way to the top by scamming people, by lying and cheating and telling, by being the most. Many of you are being the most, trying to attain a certain level financial status. I live here. I live in this area code. I live in this mansion. I live in this condo. And where all these monies you're spending, many of you don't even get your own property. You don't acquire land. You don't pass land down. The only way I know about land ownership is family through family, passing it down from generation to generation. Usually people of an indigenous background have this idea. And those with a slave mentality don't have it. And they feel that, they feel so poor that they have to display wealth, and they think displaying wealth is by wearing it on your body. The outfit, wear the red bottom shoes. That's the class of a Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey has already admitted how she was treated when she was younger and trying to find work and to work, and how she was treated. She had to put up with a lot of crap in order to reach that pinnacle where you can be, oh, I'm the richest black woman in the world. By the way, it's not Oprah. There are people in Africa who are wealthier than Oprah. But, you know, Oprah is doing not bad for herself. But I would not exchange places with Oprah. Oprah been trying to lose weight. Oprah, could you imagine Oprah Winfrey representing, what's it, weight loss, what's this, Weight Watchers, or whichever she endorses. How can she be a spokesperson for losing weight, but she ain't never lost weight? They sucked fat out of her. She pulled it on stage in a wagon, and after that, it was downhill from there. I don't understand that. But people want to be her, be like her, and every wish list, Christmas wish list. Every year, I've got a list of my favorite gifts. Where's she buying these gifts from? Are there any black manufacturers, producers, any black people, businesses, benefiting from these expenditures that Oprah is telling you to buy? This brand and that brand. How many of them are black-owned brands and labels? People are like, well, it's 100% okay to live and desire luxury items. Even though I don't see the fascination in all that designer, name brand, higher end stuff, but who am I to tell someone else what they may like? Personally, I rather put my money on a nice house, travel, save, invest. To each their own. However, if anyone don't even have at least 2 to 3 months of living expenses saved, they shouldn't be wanting luxury anything until they can have at least that amount saved. That's the problem. Too many of any race, especially the black, don't have that saved. Some don't even have a basic $1,000 emergency fund saved. Some people wouldn't even be able to afford new tires for their car if needed, a new battery if they suddenly need it. But oh wait, let's get stuff you don't necessarily need. This one's a lost cause. Telling women to stop thinking like this just fuels their opposite thinking further. They'll double down before they ever change for a man's preference. Let them think this stuff and let them reap what they sow. It's a damn shame that collectively we can't see how a vast number of black people repeatedly spending money on items that don't benefit our communities and yet still contributing. Is it because they don't see or they don't care? And I have to say, black people don't care about anything but displaying themselves, with a false sense of wealth. And even the ones, new money, the stars, the celebrities, it's new money in most cases. But a lot of so-called rich or famous celebrities, they get stuff for free. That's another thing nobody's even paying attention to. Many so-called stars, they don't buy these things. It's given to them. Okay, and that's something y'all don't take into consideration. We have to buy, and not only that, they tend to charge us more. I worked at a strip club owned by a Jewish family, and this guy, they were so cheap. They had so much. They owned so much land in the area, downtown area of Toronto. Real estate is millions. Billions, okay? And they have these properties they rent, and they own the building that the strip club is in, and they have another strip club up the street, the same very expensive real estate, right? And it was summer. It was very hot. I was dying because the kitchen was in the basement, and there was no windows, no ventilation, nothing. It was just a pit. And the kitchen where I operated was adjacent to the VIP. They had a VIP upstairs and a VIP downstairs. It was hot, and the Russian bartender, I would keep the door open to have airflow, and he would always shut the door on me. And so in the summer, I'd be hot as hell. And in the winter, I'd be freezing cold. And he was so racist. He didn't want to have to see me. Okay. So anyway, there was one fan. The fan broke. And it was mercilessly hot. And I needed that fan. I needed a fan. It took the owner about 2 weeks to get me a new fan. He brought me two. I was thankful. And the fans, you could tell they're old. They're from old school, but they were supposed to be good. These are the kinds of fans that work really well, supposedly, right? So he brings these fans and he gives them to me, and I'm thankful, and I start to use them. One of them breaks down real fast. Like it was like, I don't know, like a month or two later, it's not functioning. Like I had to bring fan from my home. Because it's like this Jewish man, he got the fan from a Jewish friend of his, because that's what they do. They network. They are friends with each other. So he would never pay full price. Like the price that I would pay to go to that, wherever he went, they would charge me an arm and a leg. He got it for practically free. And when he hears that it's not working, because to him it's got to be the best. And when it's malfunction, he didn't want to accept that. And he certainly didn't want to go spend any more money, even though he didn't spend much to begin with, if anything. So this is to show you how these people network and support each other. And that's how they can maintain wealth, how they can gain and be lords over you. You were there first, but now they have your land because they get together, they pool resources, they got ideas, they share, they exchange, they help each other, they support each other. And black people are the opposite of that. Basically, all that they do and all that they are, they taught us to be the opposite. So what are we doing with each other? We are fighting each other at every turn. We are envious and jealous of each other instead of supporting and motivating and inspiring. They're hating. They're hating the people who look like them, as taught by the same media that they won't shut off, that they won't walk away from. I just gave you an example of how the white people maintain and keep their wealth. Okay? But we're not really ready for that, are we? Because there are still black people fighting for their right to wear the labels of the white man. Because Lord knows they are so used to being branded. It's no longer forced into their skin, the masses mark with the hot iron, hot coal. No, they willingly spend loads of money. You know, there's somebody, rising star. He's going to be the next big name, I guess, in the U.S. Country Wayne, I believe is his name, coming from Atlanta or from Georgia. And I watch him and I'm like, wow, there's no really redeeming value in any of what he's producing. It's basically a guy who's just a walking penis. And whether he's playing the older character with the gray hair and or senior man, or he's a younger version of himself, he always has to pull out a big wad of money, and always giving to the women, giving money, giving, hey, help me. But he's always, of course, there's got to be something for that, pussy, right? So he's going through screwing all the women. Oh, he has how many baby mamas? I believe he's got 11 children and how many baby mamas? And it's basically about him always with a different woman. And all these black people in America are applauding and laughing and thinking that's just the way to be, to have the man with wads of money and how many pussies and how many women. And like, I just want to throw up. It's sad because I believe he has talent, but unfortunately, that's what he's presenting because that's what he knows. That's his life. His life is being a dick, running from pussy to pussy to pussy, women fighting over him, him giving money. At the very least, what I can say about him is, at the very least, he's taking care of his children financially, at the very least, because that's something that you don't often see with black men, that they're taking care of their children. And those of you who do and who are, I salute you, but I shouldn't have to, because that's your freaking job. It's your duty. If you are choosing to use your penis and procreate, it's not just about pleasure. I know you all think only about pleasure, but if it's only about pleasure, put a damn condom on it or pull out when necessary. Don't just dump it into her and run away like a little bitch. like a little child, like a spoiled boy who doesn't want to take responsibility, no accountability. So y'all refuse to support other black people. You're always jealous, always envious. And I see how you create divisions, this superficial, artificial divisions. So somebody like me, I've never been fat. I will never be fat. It's my metabolism. It's the way my people in my family, we don't get fat like that. Except when my family moved to somewhere like America, then they all become obese. They don't even get fat. They become obese. Right? So, there's nothing wrong with luxury items if you can afford it. People who don't feel loved, aren't at the top of society, or devalued, try to obtain value through material things. That's what I pretty much just said. That's what our society teaches. Look at the advertisements. This is also what keeps many young black men locked up and in trouble, the desire to acquire nice things. So this guy, he thought he could come to me and live in a nice big house and I have the nice things I have. The guy hates me. The guy hates me. The guy did so much. The guy went on my website and fucked things up. He made it that as though he tried to turn my website into a scamming site. He used my site to scam other people. These people they send you nefarious links, malicious links, and you click on it and they take over your page. And that's how they are using people's social media profiles to commit crimes. And then you are implicated because it's your name and it's your page. It's your profile. You get in trouble and they get off scot-free. This is what African Americans are doing online. Scamming people. Some of the Canadians are doing it too. The black Canadians are doing it too. Some white people are doing it too. But guess who gets the label of being a scammer online? Nigerians. Nigerians get that label. But guess what? Everybody else is scamming, not just the Nigerians. Let's get real and be truthful about this entire matter. Because when they scam you, what are they doing with the money they scam you with? They're buying gold jewelry to show off, to lure these stupid girls who are money chasing. They call them gold diggers. They think the guy has money because he's got gold, but they're just playing each other. It's so sad to see. Did you even peep dude's page before you posted his nonsense? This guy is a clown. He's all about the flash and fronting his stacks with his bitches. I'd post a screenshot, but I'd be put in meta jail. He says, you prove the point of what this lady is saying. You're telling black women on one hand, girl, you po. As if the black man isn't right along with her. But anywho, I digress. So on one hand, black girl, you po. But on the other hand, wanting more or the high life is gonna keep you po. So just take an average guy in quotes. That doesn't even make good sense. You're all over the place. It's all of us. If all of us little black women are supposedly in all this deep, severe, abject poverty that you love to foster and actually boast about on this page incessantly. And if you really cared so much about the black woman poverty, then you wouldn't be encouraging her to settle for Mr. Average. You would be telling her, girl, elevate and get that Birkin. See, they totally don't get it. It's not about the Birkin, but it is about the Birkin, if you know what I mean. If the Birkin was being manufactured, produced, made, created by black enterprise, then I'd be a cheerleader for Birkin, for Gucci, for Chanel, Balenciaga, for all of the labels that you just think it's without which you think you have no value in your life. I understand exactly what he's saying and you're not grasping it. Why? Because you still see yourself as so poor that in order for you to feel that look how much this, good thing I stopped reading it. No. I know people of means, people with a lot of money, like millionaires, multi-millionaires, and they don't walk around displaying labels like that. They don't have to, because they don't feel like, they're so lacking that they have to demonstrate wealth so that people can see them and know they're rich just by what they're wearing. Usually the people who are wearing all those labels are not rich. And like I said, many celebrities wear them because they're given to them. Okay? You're an average person. You see, I noticed that years ago. It's about 10, 50, not in the last 20 years. A lot of these women, they see celebrities look a certain way and they want to look like the celebrities look, but they don't understand it's a lifestyle and it has to be maintained and it's costly and they don't have that money. So when they start working and they do get some money, boom, they start to, look less and less like themselves, and even less than, they look less and less than their racial background. They're lightening their skin. They're straightening their hair. They're wearing weaves and wigs. They don't even show their roots. They don't show their natural roots. And the males do it as well. The males shave their head, clean shaven. You don't even see not one little black root coming out of their scalp. Because all these black people are ashamed of their background. They're ashamed of themselves. They are ashamed of who they are. And that's what America has taught them. It keeps the narrative, you're a slave, you're a slave, you're a slave, you come from slaves, you come from slaves, you come from slaves. Every freaking year, how many of these productions are aired, and these people is like psychologically wounded by this identity that's been pushed on them. Many of them are not even what they're claiming that they are. A lot of people don't know that they're indigenous background. They think, oh, we came from Africa on this. So, in these museums, right, we have all of these artifacts from long, long ago. You have in books, but apart from this historical fairy tale that was taught to us in school, man, in history class, they were teaching us, you came from slaves. And I was like, we didn't come from slaves. Maybe those over there did, but my family, we didn't. And when I say that, African Americans are so hateful and hurtful. They're so angry with me. But they're African Americans who also have an indigenous background that is not acknowledged, because if they do, they get laughed at, because they have agents, the same people who own the mainstream media and operate. They have spies. I call them agents. And anytime somebody's trying to get to their roots, here up pops one of these white people. Sometimes they pay black people, or they take, again, stolen profiles. I think many of these scammers are working with the social media to buy from them perhaps these profiles that they've stolen. Okay, that's why when they send you, a black person trying to be showing you, oh, I'm going to be nice to you. Since when are black people nice to each other, especially people they don't know? For some black guy, repeatedly they're coming. Different ones are coming. Every other week there's a different one in my inbox trying to chat me up, being so nice. They appear to be so nice. And then they want to send me this link. Click on the link. You'll get money. You'll get a loan. You'll get a grant. The government is just giving money away. And if you click this link, you're going to get yours. I got mine and you can too. And I'm like, I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate. I don't want money for anything, because everything I need comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed. All is well in my world. I don't want to buy gold. I have gold I don't wear. I have gold I want to get rid of. Because to me it's a hindrance when you got to put things, hide things, store things, lock things up. I knew the one of the rich women I knew. She had 2 safes. She had 2 safes in the bank for her jewels. And she still had jewel around the house. I mean, after a certain age, you don't wear your jewels anymore. Or even if you do, where you go? You're sitting in the house wearing your jewels. Wow, I'm rich. Look at me. I'm sitting on my ass all fucking day. And somebody's being paid to sit with me, and all I do is talk shit and wear my jewels. And then I show her my jewels. You think I want to see the rich white woman's jewels? What for? Why, so I can rob her? No, I'm not interested in it, in any of it. But she felt a need to show it to me. She showed me her jewels. She wanted me to go to the bank with her to show me her 2 freaking safes. I said, no, I'm not interested. Why would I want to go to your bank, to your safe, to look at your jewels? I'm not interested. When I was younger, I was interested in jewelry. You know why? Because this is what they did to black people. So when we were in high school, we all want gold chain and gold earrings and and even a little girl, little baby, depending on where the background of the mother, they give them jewelry. What do children do with jewelry? They lose it. It gets lost. You know, some of these women have a man only to get money out of him. Okay? Oh, he's a target. We're gonna get drunk. I'm gonna get a baby and I'm gonna get paid. And then they take the man's money. They go shopping. The little children are growing. They don't need all these clothes because they outgrow the clothes. But you all don't think about these things. Why? Because you come from backgrounds of lack. So many of these rich people, you can see how they live. They're frugal. They're very frugal. They keep their money. They're not just spending. And when they spend it, like I said, they spend it amongst themselves. They know their friends have businesses. They're going to get a deal. And they don't go and shop like the rest of you. You all are some of the poorest people are the biggest shoppers. Okay? So many black people buying things in North America. They're living in Canada, they're living in the States. They're filling up barrels and sending it to the island. What do you think is in the barrel? Items, merchandise that have nothing to do with us. You see? Asians, Caucasians, everybody made here, made there, but yes, ain't nothing made in Africa. Yeah, made in the Caribbean. You're not seeing these things. These black people aren't buying these things. They're designers, making beautiful things, even shoes. They're not buying from them. They're red bottoms, Louis Vuitton. These black people, y'all are silly, honestly. Anyway, I've gone beyond my time, but you at the very least, you can be conscious. When you're conscious, you're gonna stop. You're not gonna want all these trappings. All you want to do is impress people, and then what? What happens when you show people all your jewelry? They're figuring out how to get close to you to rob you, and that's why I stopped showing myself and showing what I have. I have nothing. I'm going to be showing basement. That's what I value. When it's cold, put the heat on, get a wood burning fire going. I value that. Nature. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, or not. It's all good. Good day.